Hey folks, welcome to Crazy Gamers Models. How we doing today? I'm a little dragged and beaten today, but we are going to look at this awesome Panther model because it's a Panther, and I love Panthers. I've explained why in multiple videos, so I'm not going to get into that again today. I would like you to stick around to the end of the video if possible. It's not because I need the view and the thing like that. If you don't want to watch the video, skip to the end, because I'm going to be performing a few tests of stuff I want to bring on the channel, and I want to see how it performs, and I want to put it at the end of the video instead of in between the video to see if it's bad, people can just stop watching. So, well, let's show it's going to be at the end after we go through this. Now, that being said, thank you very much. I would like to thank my Patreon supporter. Thank you so much. You know who you are, and I greatly appreciate it. So, this is kit 5019 from RyeField Model, their military miniatures series. I had put this in my wish list for a company to give me, and this was one of the first models I put in my wish list. Before I got any of my TACOM Panthers, not before I got the first Berg Panther. After I got that first Berg Panther, I was like, I want to do one with a gun that has a full interior, but I want to try somewhere else. So I had the TACOM kit. I didn't have any other model kits at the time, and I went online looking for models with full interiors, Panthers, and I found this. It was unavailable at the time, so I popped it in wish list. And then I ended up getting a RyeField model, but it was their M1A2. My son's working on that, or going to be working on that. And, I found all the other models of Panthers and Berg Panthers and King Tigers and Tiger Ones. I got that thing with Sprue Brothers. They send me kits to review. And then I review some kits for Hobbytown here and there that I have to return. I don't get to keep those, unfortunately. I do get a discount if I want to purchase it, though. So this was sent to me. I received it yesterday, and I'm excited about this. It has a cockpit top, a turret basket, an HL230P30 engine. That's a Maybach engine. A hydraulic drive, air suppressant, cockpit interior, ZFAK7-200 gearbox, traverse mechanism, KWK42 gun structure, engine compartments, combat compartments, gun elevation mechanism, air compressor structure, cooling system components, fuel supply system components, gun mantlet front end structure, driver control mechanism components, and a bow machine gun ball shield optional design. So I just realized there's a glare on this. So I'm going to take the plastic off and then we'll finish going over it. Yeah, this RyeField models, this is a kit from I believe 2018. It could be early 19, but yeah, 2018. It was at least boxed in 2018, and the cover photo was designed in 2018. So it's not too old, but if you look at all the other RyeField model kits I've done with full interiors, they've never explained things in this manner. So it has, it's a full interior, workable track links, and cutaway parts of the turret and hull. It is a German medium tank. I don't like the fact that it's called a German medium tank, because it weighed more than their heavy tank, their Tiger 1 heavy tank. So here we go. We got the side. This is what it looks like cut away. I don't know if you have to do the cutting or what's going on, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I bumped that microphone, sorry. That. And then we have three things. 1945, 44, and 44. So it appears could be a late model. One has Zimmerit, one doesn't. So I don't think it's going to have Zimmerit. I think it's going to be a late after Zimmerit type of thing. So let's just open it up and see what we got. Oh, is this going to be one of them days where I get beat by a box? Okay, that was going to be scary. I don't think I can take that today, guys. Being defeated by a box. But I'm being defeated by not being organized, and I'm sorry. I thought I had this worked out. So as you can see, it is a full box of stuff. And I don't know if you can see this on front, but that turret and that top hull look intact. So it looks optional. Let's dig in. We're gonna dig in a little differently than we dig in normally. I'm gonna get the book out first. We're gonna go through the book and see what we got. Let me get my little pointer. Well, I keep bumping that camera, and I'm greatly sorry. I'm having a morning, let me tell you. Can you see everything in there real good? Let's just zoom in just a smidge here. There we go. Okay, so we got the RyeField Mauler Panther off G. This is not going to have Zimmerit, I don't think. At least not factory applied Zimmerit. And we have a 44-45 production. If this was early enough in 44, it could have had Zimmerit. Have to be real early in 44. So, what I've noticed with RyeField models, they start with the turret. And here we have the barrel going together with their little spring to make it recoily. We have a gearbox going in. That's for your traverse. We got some information saying if we do it this way, it's a locked. It's a locked, unlocked status and a locked status. I'm assuming that's for the unit in there that locks the barrel from going up and down. Travel lock as of sorts. But it's the internal travel lock, not the external. You still traverse with the internal travel lock. So we got this going on with some cutting of some parts if you choose to do something. And then we have the stuff going in. We got, here's to be a basket. I believe the blue is the photo etch. So that looks cool. Okay, see now here is a hull going together, but it's not cut away. Hopefully y'all can see that. This is not cut away. And then also, if you're doing a 1944 production, it's different. But I'm not seeing a cutaway hull piece. And it's finishing the top of the turret. And it's finishing the top of the turret. And then it goes right into the inside of the top. And then it goes into the turret basket. And that's a 1944 production stuff again. I'm not seeing anything. See, now we're on to the upper hull with no cutout pieces. So, is this model, you have to cut out your own pieces? Or, let's just keep flipping and see what happens. So we got the side skirts, some positioning, do not cement. I had a super long night last night, guys. We had my school's orientation and it ran late. A lot of walking, a lot of talking. And I don't walk or talk well. Well, to you guys I can talk, but face to people I don't do too well. I did meet his history teacher and his world history teacher, and he builds Tiger 1 tanks. So you can't hold that against him. But he definitely, I mentioned the Yag Tiger. He knew what I was talking about. Didn't get to mention the Typhoon, because I want to see how I react to the Typhoon, because people see the Typhoon, hear the Typhoon, they don't know what you're talking about. Not a lot of information out on the Typhoon, the Hawker Typhoon, World War II British bomber, fantastic, 8 rockets on the wings, Merlin engine. Everybody hears of the Tempest, the second generation, but not the first generation, the plane that paved the road for the Tempest. So, and we have the levers and the more internal parts. I didn't mean to get in a tangent about an aircraft on that one. And we have the gearbox. You know, it's detailed. It's super detailed, but it's not as many pieces or parts as a TACOM model. And I think, you know, from the looks of it, I haven't built one yet. It looks pretty detailed. So, I was talking to a supporter yesterday. Yeah, on the 22nd or 21st or 22nd of August 2019 about when the Panther's done, the new build that's going to be up. And he expressed interest in one of the clear ones. Or maybe possibly, he hasn't seen this one yet, but I mentioned that there's going to be another one where you can see inside of the hull. So, I also would like to know if you would be interested in seeing a build with no painting that's all about technique. A build of a tank with a full interior that's all about technique and assembly. Just with no painting, just it's going to be a quick series. It won't take me but less than a month to do it. Probably 4 or 5 videos, maybe 8 videos. But I can build a Panther, I can build a RyeField model, I can build another Berg Panther, but not paint in it, and make it a display model where it can be taken apart and, you know, use that as a test wheel for stuff, but mainly just to show off build technique, like how to clean seams with a Dremel or a rotary tool, different rotary tools I use. More of a technique-based video, not so much, oh, I'm painting this color and all this. It's just going to be straight building to where I can build, you know, 4 to 5, 6 pages in one sitting and show you different techniques of doing things instead of only being able to build 1 or 2 things because I have to stop and paint something. So we get the wheels going on, the tracks. The tracks are multiple pieces. We'll see that in the bag. And we have the turret and the lower hull. And then we have the color scheme for the inside. And I know I rambled through most of that, and I apologize. I'm a rambler. It's mostly because you're not there in person. I didn't see any cutaway parts. I didn't see one cutaway part. A picture of a cutaway part in here or anything. That's crazy. So we're gonna see what's in the box now. So, and I'm gonna start taking them out of the bag. So we're gonna do that. This is the intact hull. I see the cutaway hull down there. Well, this feels like a nice hard plastic. So molding is fantastic. You could the rolled texture on this hull. I don't know if you can see it to appreciate it, but the rolled texture on this hull is incredible. Wow. Even on the turret, it looks like it's been rolled and hammered. Wow. See, on the front gladius there, can you see that? I don't know if you're able to see that. Wow, it is. This texture on here is just incredible. I hope it's the same on the cutaway pieces. I did see those. They're the next one down. I am very impressed with that rolled texture because that's something that you don't see a lot in armor models anymore is a nice rolled textured finish. This is your Sprue N. The last one was Sprue L. And here we go. Yes, the rolled texture is on the cutaway model. Wow, this is something. Nice cutaway. Wow. This is something, let me tell you. I've never seen anything like this before. I don't even know how something like this would hold up. You guys take a look at this. It feels, in my model making experience, which isn't vast, that this wouldn't hold up. It wouldn't go together. You have to put some kind of rigidity in it, but I don't know. It's a model. It worked out. This one is exciting right here. Clear parts, yeah, that's fine, but this is like hacked apart. That's pretty cool. That is really, really cool. Anyways, in the world history class we went to at my son's school, he had a book on tanks that looked really old, and I got some pictures of it, but they had a picture of a Panther in there with a scheme I have not seen before. And if I remember, I will put it in the video. This is your B sprue. Here's your B sprue here. I'm just going to sit down there for a second while I have some coffee. Just 1 second, guys. I just had 2 videos finish uploading, so it's an ICM King Tiger, which is great for beginners with a full interior. Not beginner modelers, but beginners that have never done a full interior. It is super detailed, yet super simplified. Anything you're not going to see is not in there, but all the stuff you are going to see is highly detailed, and it's a nice looking kit. I just put that review up. You should check it out. If you're wanting to do a full interior, and you're seeing me unbox these full interiors in life, wow, that's a lot of parts and tiny parts, and I don't know if I want to commit to something like that. That ICM kit that's on my channel I just reviewed of a King Tiger with a full interior, when the box came, I was ridiculously surprised on how small the box was compared to one with a full interior. But it has a full interior, and from what I can tell, everything that can be seen is fully detailed. But stuff you can't see is they don't worry about. So we have some slide molded fan ducts there. And I want to put one of these RyeFields together so bad. So, nice diamond texture on the floor plate of the turret. We have the 2 different wall options for the 44 and the 45. More of the venting system, cooling system. Yeah, I'm real anxious to build one of these so I can give you guys a sense of what you guys want to see. Now, if you guys are interested in me building something without painting it, just building techniques, I will put a vote up on my Patreon page, and the link will be in the description below. but it will be free to everybody to use. I don't do that hidden stuff. You know, you get free stuff for being a Patreon on my channel, like free Warhammer stuff, free model related stuff. But to participate in conversations or polls or voting on what comes on the channel, currently it's open to the public. So, you know, if you want to have a conversation or need help with something, or you have questions you want to ask on Patreon, that's fine. I can have that conversation with you there. I just started it. I started it at the beginning of the month, but I just now figured out how to do things. With my medical conditions, my brain isn't the best in the world for certain things. So one of the whole reasons of doing the models is to keep my brain and my engineering stuff going, so I can do some stuff. That was more or less your engine sprue and your armor rack sprues. So now we have Sprue D for the Panther. Now you guys tell me in the comments, what tank do you think out of the King Tiger, the Tiger 1, and the Panther? Now leave the Panzers out of this, like the Stugs and the Panzer 3s, 4s, because we all know they were great. They were built before resources were super limited. We have transmission pieces, mostly transmission, little bitty pieces. Your hydraulic cylinder shroud for the radio operator, I would assume. So you got your seats. Your seats are molded, and I hope, I'll tell you right now, look at the back of that seat. It doesn't have the spring detail. If that's not in there in photo etch, there's no spring detail. I'm definitely gonna make some spring detail, but that puts a point in my category of like, what, you did all this stuff and you couldn't mold in a little bit of spring detail, because every other kit seems to do it. Some kits do it with photo etch, some kits do it with just molded plastic. Either way, I think it needs to be there. But we'll see when we get to the photo etch if it is there in photo etch, because one of their kits I reviewed, it was photo etch, so I didn't bring it up. Now I find that this base plate, I'm going to talk about this for a minute because I think it's important. Where's my pointy thing? Okay, so basically we'll start off, this is your side pieces. If you're doing the cutaway model, one of these is going to get replaced with that one. And also your front piece here, if you're doing the cutaway version, you're going to have to use the cutaway pieces there. Unless you want to do something real crazy, like an orc tank where it's cut away and you guys patched it up and then threw in some extra DACA. There you go. That would be pretty cool. Take it as like a leave it Russ and it's real wrecked. This is the bottom hull, the bottom transom, the bottom plate of the hull, and it has these actual duct lines that are round that go across the bottom to duct the heat away from the hydraulic PTO that gets power from the engine and the drive shaft that traverses the turret, and also the heat generated from the gearbox system, and it directs it out the back. And if you look, it's going to be hard to see because it's already assembled. If you look on a TACOM model that's fully detailed inside, it just uses a plate that just runs one path. There's not multiple piping. And on the real thing, there's multiple piping. I'm not going to replicate that because it's complex. And if you replicate it, you don't get the angles right. People get mad and they're like, oh, you did it wrong. It's like, you know what? I did it. I tried. I'm not really worried about it. I mean, I build models because I like to build models. I don't want to get to the point to where I get angry over models. because then what's the point of doing it to relax me? You know, this is a relaxing thing that I enjoy doing. I'm not going to get all like, oh my god, there's a, you know, seat spring missing. You know, it's missing. I wish it was there, but I'm not going to get all mad about it. Throw the kit in the trash. So, here is your C sprue. You have 2 of these. It's your road wheels, torsion bars, because we all know how I feel about torsion bars. Everybody say it. Torsion bars are awesome. That's not true, guys. We'll let you know that right now. Real life torsion bars and modeling torsion bars in a hobby are about the same. They look cool, and it looks like a bunch of cool parts that would work, but not super effective. And, you know, sometimes not worth the cleaning effort. But those look like there wasn't any mold seams around them at all. So here we go. We got outer drive, final drive pieces. Some slide molded guns here. 2 slide molded MGs. I don't know what that is. Slide molded. It's a barrel of something. Slide molded barrel. Slide molded jack piece. I like the jacks in multiple pieces. Oh, you know what? I just remembered on these RyeField models, they give you photo etch tool clamps. I love it when they give you unmolded tools with no tool clamps and photo etch tool clamps, because I think that makes the model pop. I really do. Painted or unpainted, I think it's awesome. And people will say, oh, if you don't paint it, what's the point of doing it? I just think it's like, people look at that, they're like, wow, you folded and glued up that little itty bitty tiny piece of metal? Wow. And that's all I care about. I don't really care if people say it. I'm just saying, if I saw that on somebody's tank, I would be like, wow, you glued up those little itty bitty pieces. Wow. So, mostly because I've done it before. Okay, these look like something I mentioned in almost every one of my Panther videos. This looks like the sections where you pump in grease for the torsion bar system. It goes on the sides of the hull. I'll show you exactly where it goes. It's not in this tank, but it goes here, and it goes here, and it has a bunch of pipes, and they go to each of the torsion bars, so you can grease them without having to climb down there. But nobody ever molds them with that much detail. These, if these are it, look like they're molded with great detail with a hole in it that'll take a wash, but they just don't have the down pipes, because they would all have, every one of these nuts would have a piece of pipe going down and then bent off in a direction. And I keep saying that I'm going to terminate a bunch of pipes on a model I build into the floor so it looks more accurate. But I haven't quite worked out on how I'm going to do that, because after I say I want to do that, I realized that it's not as easy as I thought. So, because the pieces are super tiny. We're almost there, guys. We got we got 2 more sprues and then little bits. So the video's going to roll over here in a minute. So, here we go. We have the top hatches, the stowage bins, the heater unit, which you do not get on tack-on kits. I like that they give you the heater kits on these. That I really do. That just makes me happy. I like the heater kits. I mean, I know they were only on late model in the G model, and TACOM doesn't have a lot of G models, but, well, scratch that. TACOM doesn't have a lot of G models I can get a hold of. I did recently get a G model from Tacom. Of course, it's a Panther with a full interior. And it's part of what I'm going to show you at the end. But it's going to be a little bit before it comes on the review table. So here is the last sprue before we get to the other things. And there's a lot of parts here. I would say well over 1,000 parts, especially with all the individual track links and pins. 96 tracks on each side, and then 2 track pins for each track, 2 pieces of track for each track, so it's going to add up quick, so at least 1,000 parts. 1-piece barrel, mild seam. What I'm going to talk about at the end of the video, we'll look into that. Well, some nice slide molded, another slide molded MG. That looks like, I don't know, it has a nut on it, so it's not a siding unit. The muzzle brake is slide molded, so it looks good. I also think a RyeField kit would be different put together because you start with the turret. All of them seem to start with the turret. Here. There it goes. It rolled over successfully. So here's the side goodies, guys. We have the decals. I don't take my decals out of the bag until I stick them, sorry. And all the stencils for the armor, the back of the shells, all that good stuff. And here's one of my favorite things to get in a model. Not bent photo etch, but photo etch. Here are all your bottom hull support bars that go around the torsion bars. They're all done in photo etch in RyeField, which I think is a nice touch. You do lose a little bit of rigidity, but it works from what I understand. And then you have this larger photo etch that has your tool clamps on it. Good amount of tool clamps. Doesn't look like any extras though. And then your grills, and that looks like a radio holder. Some different. This is some kind of chain or something. I'm not sure what that is. So you can look at that. I don't want to take that out either. Okay, and then we have clears, your periscopes for your driver, your gunner, your command cupola. And then you have some rubber pieces and polycaps. I like polycaps, tow cables and springs and some wire. And the track pieces. Now, if these are like tracks I've seen before, there's no ejector pin on them. Nope, there's an ejector pin on them right in the center, and it's raised. So that won't be anything to take care of. But they are one-piece tracks. So basically, you have the 2 points, click them together, throw a pin on each side, and you're done. So that's what the tracks look like. And you get a hefty bag full of them. Which, I like this type of track is my favorite. That Tacom track thing, and wow, what did I review the other day where I had to glue on individual guide horns to the tracks? Oh, that was a RyeField model. Well, I'm glad I'm glad they moved to track with guide horns. Because there's a kit out there that I have to glue all the guide horns on individually. Not like Tacom. So anyways, I want to do a quick test, guys. I want to use my flex shaft on camera. My Dremel flex shaft. But I don't know how it is going to be for sound. So I am going to turn it on and press the pedal, and just run it for a second. You think it's too loud, let me know. And if you can still hear me. But, it would be more, like that. So, that's the test I wanted to run on that. Let me know if you think that that's annoying, or you wouldn't want to see that, or, whatever. Something in that lines of you would rather not see that. And then the very last thing, let me put this out of the way because this is big. This arrived more than a couple days ago, and I wanted you to see it, how big this box is. Okay, that's zoomed all the way out, so I'm going to have to make a move on the camera here. Now, this is Tacom's Panther off G with steel wheels 2-in-1 mid-production kit. And it's a 2019 kit, and I can't for the life of me figure out why the box is so big. If you look at another Tacom kit, that is another Tacom kit, and you can see how much hangover there is on each side here. It's huge. They're not even the same thickness. I desperately want to see what's in this Panther off G box, guys. Desperately want to see what's in there. So that's going to be a review soon, but I want to get this review up first and get some housekeeping done on the channel. But let me know in the comments about the rotary tool noise, if you think that's something that's not too bad that I could do in the future, because it would help with the modeling. And also, if you would want to see me build a model, no painting, it could be an aircraft, it could be a tank, it could be anything with no painting and just pure build technique. And I can show you how I use all different techniques and tools and tips and tricks on building a model with no interferences of, hey, I got to go paint this. Hey, it'd be a couple days, I need to do paint. And a scrape paint, or, it's not sticking because it's too much paint and all that stuff. If you just want to see a model kit go together beautifully with no issues and a lot of build technique, let me know in the comments below if you'd be interested in seeing that. If one person says it, I'm going to put a vote up on my Patreon that will be open to the public. Check it out. The link is in the description below. Thank you so much, and you guys have a fantastic day.